hello. Welcome to the show. It's great to be back for our fourth episode of season one. I can't believe it. We've got a bunch of magic to share with you in this episode, some theme park news, what's been going on in our lives, and of course, part two of how to make your Disneyland Resort trip magical.
Yes, because in part one, we shared some tips and tricks and some things that you can do to just make your trip a little extra magical. So if you haven't listened to that, make sure to go back to listen to that one. That's our part one. And today we're going to be working on part two for you on how to make your trip more magical.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's awesome. Now, do you remember last week when we shared that we've been downloaded in 8 different countries?
Yes, and that was mind-blowing.
It's still mind-blowing to me. Well, that number's actually increased to 11 new countries. So now we have Italy, the UK, and New Zealand, which is
Wow.
It's so shocking to me. I never imagined that people all over the world would be listening to our show. Did you, Lindsay?
No. I thought, United States, Disneyland stuff, theme parks, and all these countries. It's incredible.
I know. So thank you everyone who's watching from all over the world. We are so thrilled to be making the show with each other and for you all to be listening and watching. And we would love it if you could subscribe to our show and follow us on all the socials.
Yes, make sure that you are following along. We are at Magical Moms Podcast on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. And if you want to watch the episodes, which is a really fun way to kind of interact with us too and see the show and what's going on, make sure to follow us over at youtube.com/Disney content.
Yes, and you can also follow us on our personal socials as well. I'm Bridget at California Disney Bliss.
And I'm Lindsay at Chasing Magic Daily.
Yes, and if you're loving what you're hearing, please rate and review. This is a cool way for you to get a shout out on the show, and it also helps more people discover the magic that we're creating with the show. And it's not only Apple where you can leave reviews. You can now rate and review on Spotify too. And you can also DM us your reviews if you prefer. Speaking of, we have 2 new reviews to share.
Yes, we do. And I'm going to read the first one for you here. This comes from Jay McGovern. They left us a 5-star review. Says, love this podcast. 2 of my favorite Disney content creators coming together. That's so sweet. I absolutely love their work and perspective. Thank you for sharing your tips and tricks with us. I appreciate both of your honesty and positivity. Thank you so much. That means the world to us.
It really does. That's so awesome. And I'll read the second one. Is from Yeti AIM, and it's Ka-chow, lightning fast park news and tips, 5 stars, which I absolutely love that headline.
Yes.
A must listen. They're your theme park besties with tips and tricks for theme parks. So thank you so much. That's so sweet.
Thank you. We appreciate it so much.
Yes, and we have to give a shout out to our Patreon fam. So some of the things we are most excited about with the show is our Patreon. We are building a community of theme park loving parents like us, and we would love for you to join our Magical Moms group. We will be doing virtual hangs with our Patreon fam, recording bonus episodes just for you. Plus, you can get access to our private Facebook group and our full catalog of theme park tip sheets. These tip sheets are downloadable as images and PDFs so that you can save them to your phone, tablet, computer, take them on the go, whatever your pleasure. That way you can listen to the show with no stress about forgetting anything, and it's all on our Patreon page. And dads and non-parents, don't worry. This is a community for all theme park lovers. So please come join us. We'd love to have you. So shout out to our newest members, Jackie, Meg, and Michelle. Thank you so much for being part of our fam.
Yes, welcome. We're excited to have you guys. Hopefully we'll see you on the virtual hang. That's going to be really fun. Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
All right. What do you say we talk about what's been going on here? Because I feel like we both have had a lot going on. You especially, Bridget. I know you had a really big day yesterday.
Yes, we did. It was my youngest son's, Wes's, 3rd birthday, which is crazy. It's crazy that he's 3 already, and it's crazy that now we have to pay for him. We have to pay for him now.
The big one, yep.
Yeah, I was really loving those last 3 years of freedom because it was free for him. And as I don't know if most people know, but at Disneyland, guests under the age of 3 are free, but they're also free for other things too, like dining. So like, let's say you do one of the character buffets, kids are free under 3, or let's say you do one of like the reserved, dining reservations for like paint the night or whatever, kids under 3 are free. So we were really enjoying those for years. But now we are in a 5 Magic Key family. So because of that, and this is kind of shocking, this is a little bit of a breaking news to report. This will be the very first year in our family that we are not, as a family, going to the Oogie Boogie Bash.
Yes.
So
and actually,
this is
same
shocking.
for us.
I know.
I
This is rough. It's rough for me to say because we love dressing up as a family. It's been our tradition since 2017. It's been our tradition.
Oh, goodness.
So it's kind of different for us. But, you know, with adding on another Magic Key and with prices going up with everything, Magic Keys and the Oogie Boogie Bash and everything else in our lives, we were just like, you know, let's take a year off as a family. I'll still be going with you, Lindsay, on opening day.
Yes.
And we'll be sharing all of that later. But I just was like, you know what, we're going to skip this year, and next year will be a really big year. And then maybe the kids will get more excited about it because they've done it so often. But
Right.
then also West will be a little bit older to enjoy it more. So this will be a
Yes.
really different year for us.
Yep. And we're actually doing the same exact thing. We haven't gone as long as a family of you as you have. I think we went whenever it came back. Was it 21 or 22?
21.
21? Okay, so we've been going since 2021. And we just decided, you know, it's a lot of money. 5 tickets for Oogie Boogie Bash is a lot of money. And as both of us have done it so many years, we decided to take a break this year, and we'll go back next year. We're going to make it an every other year thing.
Yeah.
But yes, we have secured our tickets for opening day. It's going to be Bridget and I going with our friend Anne, and maybe on the Patreon. I'm not sure. Make sure if you're not, if you don't know, if you're part of the Patreon fam, you get to be part of our live recordings, and you get to kind of chime in and talk to us and help us out. So make sure if you want to join the Patreon fam and hang out with us live during these, go ahead and do that. But yeah, we're kind of deciding on our costumes. I don't even think, oh, Anne's here. She said, yeah, I'm here. Can't wait for Oogie Boogie Bash. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to come up with a good idea. So.
I know. So we're going as a trio, right? So if anyone out there has any good ideas for us, please send them in. We would love to hear them. I love dressing up for this Oogie Boogie Bash. Lindsay knows.
Same.
So if you have, but we're stuck. We can't think of a costume for 3 people. So if you can think of anything, please, direct message us or send it, to the Magical Moms group, and we would love to share your ideas, and then maybe we'll choose one of them. Who knows?
Someone in the Patreon fam said Sanderson Sisters. That's one I haven't done. Have you done Sanderson Sisters?
No, I haven't.
That's the other thing. We can't do a repeat. Cannot be a repeat.
Yes, it can't be a repeat. Oh, that's a good idea too. Okay, send us your ideas. But getting what?
Sorry.
No,
they also said Huey, Dewey, and Louie. That would actually be so cute. And
Yeah,
you could wear your hat.
I could wear a hat.
Yeah,
I had to have a hat. Oh my gosh, that would be so cute.
Okay, we're already getting some good ideas.
Oh my god! And also, why are we talking about Halloween time? It's like not
It's
even
June.
It's just June still. I mean, oh my gosh, I can't. I just can't.
I know.
But getting back to Wes's birthday. So something that we talked about was, how to make, in our last episode was how to make your, your days like magical at the Disney parks, at Disneyland. And our day did not start off very magical. So I have to be honest. I had to be honest. So Wes is still, he's a toddler, so his sleep patterns are really off still. And he decided he wanted to celebrate early on his birthday at 2:30 in the morning, till 4:30 in the morning. That was his birthday
party
celebration
time.
early. Yeah. So we were all up. And then we wanted to get to the parks early so that we could enjoy a full day, get Lightning Lane, do that whole entire thing. And it was just from the moment after 2 hours of sleep, we woke up. It was just one of those snowball effects or domino effects of just nothing worked right. We got to the parks later than we wanted to. Breakfast spilled all over us. It was in the car. It was like one of those things, And then we finally got there. And for me, if I'm going to pay for Lightning Lane, I like to get there really early because then I can maximize our dollar that we're spending. But we just got there too late to sign up for it, to buy it. So we just kind of we're going with the flow. And so we we did all of like West's favorite things by starting off with the carousel, and he just was not having it at all.
Oh,
He was exhausted. I mean, he was exhausted.
Yeah.
And so were we. Starbucks was our friend yesterday.
Of course, yes.
But we were just so tired, and he was so tired that really it wasn't until his nap, he took a really long nap at the parks, that then after that, when he woke up, it became a more magical birthday day. But one thing I have to confess is that he napped, he fell asleep in the stroller, and I have different areas, and I'm sure Lindsay, you do too, where, when kids nap, where do you go? Where do you go that's quiet, where he's not going to be disrupted, and also where you can like relax a little bit, right?
Right.
So I like to go behind the Harbor Galley at Disneyland. There's like kind of like a secret walkway there.
Yes.
And so I took him there. It was really quiet. There was a breeze coming through. And so I'm just sitting there with him. He's asleep. And all of a sudden, I kind of wake up and I realized I fell asleep. I fell asleep on a bench at Disneyland. And
I'll be waiting for the posts around social media. California Disney Bliss found napping.
Napping napping. I mean, oh my God. So, because Jack had taken the older kids to go on rides. So it was just me and him. And I was so tired. I must have just like put my head back. And then I woke up and I was like, oh my God, where am I? Where am I? And he was still asleep.
I'm at Disneyland.
But also I'm like, how many people were like, what's that mom doing there? Like totally not paying attention. It was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing, but yeah, that's how it goes.
You're a mom, and we need our rest. And
yes,
I'm sure any mom that walked by was like, I know it. I know the feeling.
I hope so. But any non-parent was probably like, oh, terrible parent. I don't know. It was just, I was so embarrassed. But if you need to nap your child, that's a good spot. And apparently if you need to nap as well, that's also a good spot. There you go. So that was our day yesterday. That was our day.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it picked up after nap time.
It did. It became more magical then.
Good. I was actually in the parks recently too with my daughter Rory. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but there have been some really quiet days at Disneyland during the summer.
Yeah. Yesterday it was super quiet.
Was it quiet?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh,
and all the
weird.
wait, Indiana Jones was 15 minutes.
What?
And I thought it was like an error. I was like, that might be an app error. They ran over there and it was 15 minutes. Haunted Mansion was showing the number 13, which means it's a walk-on. Rise of the Resistance, 25-minute wait.
What?
On a Sunday. I was shocked. It was also very hot yesterday, so that also still.
But we were there on a Monday, and the biggest shocker for us was Peter Pan. We waited 20 minutes for Peter Pan. That is unheard of.
Wow.
I literally timed it. It was 21 minutes to be exact. But I timed it because I was like, the app said 25. And I'm like, I don't ever see anything but 45 on the app.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's just go, Rory, and we're going to try it out. And sure enough, it was 21 minutes. I was like, wow.
Gosh.
I was like, we walked on everything. It was just
crazy.
Weird. I'm not complaining. It was great.
Yesterday, we didn't wait for anything. The only thing that we waited for yesterday, which was actually a pretty long wait, was meeting Tinkerbell at Pixie Hollow.
She just came back.
Yes, after a very extended remodeling of her home that she was putting pixie dust all over, she finally came back. And so yesterday was her first day back, which was so great. I didn't see any different changes in Pixie Hollow. Like I saw no changes. Maybe my memory is not that great with that area, but I didn't see anything. I was expecting kind of like some new Pixie Hollow.
Right.
But that wasn't the case, or at least from my memory, it wasn't the case. But it was great. It was great meeting her. The only
Did they
difference,
repaint it or anything? Like, was it brighter? Like, what did they do then for like a year?
I don't know. I mean, the water in front looked a little bit brighter, like the little pond that's there. I didn't notice anything different. What also was interesting was that the pond next to Pixie Hollow, which was under construction, had a bunch of coins in it. So it must have been from, like, I don't think they did anything because then those coins would have not been there. Those are like older coins that people threw in for a little bit extra pixie dust. But yeah, there was nothing different at all that I noticed. The only thing different though was that my kids were older than the last time that I took them to meet Tinkerbell. And they were kind of like, cool, like the
Not as
older
into
kids,
it.
like not as
Aw,
into
yeah.
it. And then West was like, whatever, it was pre-nap, so he did not
Yeah.
care.
So he just didn't care.
But I was like, Tinkerbell, hi, oh my gosh,
Yes.
it's so good to see you again. So, but that was the only thing that there was a wait. So there are 2 different times where she comes out in the daytime. I believe it's 8:15 and then 10:45. So just try to get there early, because if you get there earlier, then you don't have to wait in that long line, because it was
Yeah.
pretty long in the sun too.
It does
yeah.
get a little long, and yeah, it is in the sun. That's the one bummer, especially in the
Yeah.
summer.
Okay, so now quick
Right.
question. We are almost in the month of July. So what are you most excited about with Disneyland's official birthday, which is July 17th?
Well, I think it's probably going to be the same answer as yours, which is the new Walt Disney animatronic coming to the Opera House.
Yeah.
That's huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
And I will say there are some very varying opinions on having a Walt Disney animatronic. Some people are totally for it, so excited, and some people are very against it.
Yeah.
So
and there's
it's
a lot of
interesting.
pressure. There's a lot of pressure, I think,
Yeah.
on the Imagineers, because unlike Abraham Lincoln, right, when they did that, no one in our era had ever met him or seen him physically in person. There's so much video and audio of Walt that
Yes.
the pressure is on to make him look so, real and lifelike. I think that's very challenging. We've all
Yep.
seen so much video of him. So I think that's going to be hard. But I think what's going to be harder is me trying not to cry when I watch it.
Right.
Because I'm bringing
tissues.
tissues and waterproof mascara. I'm going to be wearing
Yes.
waterproof mascara, because I know, I mean, you and I've never seen him in person.
No.
We've never seen him live on television. So, I think it's going to be really emotional.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be really amazing experience. So I'm so looking
I'm
forward to
very
that too.
excited. I'm sure we'll be there together, bright and
course you will.
early,
Of
standing
course,
in front
of
of the
course.
Opera House,
Of
waiting
course.
for it to open.
Of course, I cannot wait.
Yep. Yeah,
So
that's going to
that'll be
be,
fun.
I think if you're visiting the parks on Disneyland's birthday, I would expect massive crowds in that area right there, because there's going to be all the people like Bridget and I that
Yes.
are going to want to be in there, see it first kind of thing. Plus, it's just the first ever. So it's just going to be a huge, huge draw for people. So I would say just be aware that that area is going to be pretty packed, I would imagine.
Yes. And they haven't announced this yet of how they're going to do this. I'm sure there will be a virtual queue system happening with this
Could be, yeah.
experience, at least in the beginning, because that theater is very small. It's not a big theater.
No.
So I think that's going to be pretty interesting. Another thing that's going to be interesting, of course, is that they're going to do their birthday cavalcade. Again, this has not been announced yet, but they do it every year. So I'm assuming that they'll be doing it again this year.
Yeah.
And that birthday cavalcade kind of stops right near that area. So people are already waiting in that area as it is. So it should be pretty busy, but it's going to be so exciting. And I really, really, really hope that they do a special birthday treat. So that'll be a really fun
They
day.
haven't.
They haven't.
I know
and
you're the birthday treat girl, and they have
I
not done
know.
it.
They better do a birthday treat. So we'll see. But
It'd be nice.
I think it's going to be a really fun day. So
Yeah.
we'll be sharing more about that too.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Why don't we get into some theme park news?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, please.
we got a few things happening here. Speaking of July 17th and magical things, we have our friends are launching a brand new magical merch line. So we have our fellow friend and Disney content creator, you guys probably know her, Megan, the Magical Millennial, and our executive producer, Danny. They are coming out with magic merch. And so this is a line that they've created focusing on merch to match your fandom. We've seen some of the designs. They look really great.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for them. There is going to be a limited drop that has gone live today on episode release day, July 7th, and only 500 of this opening day ticket designs are available, and that gets you access to the pre-sale on July 16th. So the full site goes live on July 17th, Disneyland's birthday, very appropriate. So you can check them out on magicmerch.co and on Instagram. They are magicmerch@magicmerch.co as well.
Wow.
So that is really exciting.
That's so exciting. And
Yes, it's very
congratulations
cool.
to Megan
Yes.
and Danny for that. That's awesome. That's
Yes,
awesome.
that is really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we have some news that has come out. Walt Disney World possibly adding a 5th major theme park in the next 20-ish years.
Wow.
Now, this is a big if. This is an if. This is just something that has been proposed. It is not a definite thing. We know we have the new like Cars area that's coming to Walt
Yeah.
Disney World. We have the Villains Land, which I'm not like a huge, like, I'm not one of those, like, I love the villains people,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I can appreciate a Villains Land. And I think it will bring something so unique to Walt Disney World,
Yeah.
or just, the Walt Disney Company.
Yeah.
But a fifth major theme park, I'm wondering, like, what would they do, or what would you want to see as a fifth major theme park for Walt Disney World?
I mean, I don't know. Walt Disney World is so massive to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like whenever I go there, I'm just like, I'm so impressed and also overwhelmed by how big it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've shared this before in the podcast, but 51 Disneylands fit inside of Walt Disney World. It is
Crazy.
so huge, but the way that it's done, it's so seamless. I mean, they have transportation, they have, they have the Skyliner, they have everything. I mean, it's done very, very well. So if they were to add a fifth park, it would just make it more, that area just more Disneyfied, if they could even, if it's even possible. But I don't know. I think it's going to be really interesting. I don't know if they'll go more towards like the Universal Epic type of theming because that's very popular right
Right.
now. I don't know,
More
but I
like
think
bigger coasters or something, or
bigger coasters and just more, advancement with technology. Which is so funny. I mean, I know that, look, I know I'm not a grandma, but I know the way that it's looking and like technology is taking over, especially when it comes to entertainment. I get that. But it's funny because the things that I love the most about Disneyland and Walt Disney World are the things that have the least amount of technology, if that makes sense, right? Like the
Right.
Skyliner and,
Yeah.
the rides that we like Pirates and Haunted
Right.
Mansion and Jungle Cruise. Like it actually has the least amount of technology,
Mm.
but everyone says that Epic Universe is just the most amazing park. So it's interesting to see how Disney kind of what they're going to do with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I wonder if they go hard on the roller coaster route to try and compete with Epic.
Yeah,
Who knows? But
I
that
don't
would be
know.
really interesting.
That would be really, really cool. But yeah, so then we talked about a little bit this before, but Universal. Oh no, we talked about this. Yes, we talked about this a little before.
And
But
one of the past
Universal,
episodes, yeah.
yes, has submitted planning permission request for that UK theme park, which blew my mind when I first heard about this the last time because the UK is so tiny. That I didn't even know that that a theme park could really like exist there because it's so small, but that will be huge. That will just be
Yeah.
huge. Not only for the UK, but for Europe.
Yeah.
So
And I think they're looking at 2031, I think was
Wow.
the year that they gave. And it looks like
Wow.
they're going to include like a park, a hotel, restaurant. So it should bring
Wow.
some great tourism to that area. I mean,
Wow.
that would be really cool. And again, I'm
That would be
wondering,
cool.
what are they going to focus on there?
I mean, I don't
So
know.
interesting.
One of my
do anything.
friends is married to a man from England, and I was asking her, I'm like, so what are you doing with the kids over there? And she goes, well, we're going to the Peppa Pig theme park. I'm like, and she's like, that's all there is.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. And she actually had the best time, by the way.
Oh, that's good.
And it's all
Good.
like Peppa Pig themed,
Yeah.
but like there's just not that much there.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be very
Huge.
popular. It'll be
Yeah.
very, very popular.
And speaking of Universal, so what I will say as somebody who's been to Universal, I haven't been with my children, but I've been by myself. I think Universal is more geared toward children that are a little bit older. You don't see many rides in Universal that are meant for babies and toddlers and kids that are, under a certain height, because most rides, maybe all rides, I would have to double check on that, have a height restriction or a height requirement at Universal.
Yeah,
Can
there
you
were.
confirm, or-
We were there twice last year, and I mean, there was almost nothing for Wes to do. There's that like there's like a dino park, like excavation like park area. It's almost like a mini Redwood Creek Challenge Trail that he enjoyed. He could go on like the Life of Pets ride, and I think like the Simpson ride. It was just very, and then of course he could watch like the show, like the Water World show that they have.
Right.
But other than that, there isn't much for little kids to do there.
Yes.
Which, is fine. I mean, they
Right.
do have like a rider switch type of situation.
Right.
So, but it's not for little kids, no.
Right. But what they are doing is, and actually, I just want to go back real quick. Mary in the Patreon fam said for the fifth park for Walt Disney World, she said ocean theme, which would be really cool. She said Ariel, you could also
Oh.
do like Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, Moana. That would open up a lot of doors too. So like an ocean,
That's a
like
great idea.
water theme area. That would
That's
be
a
cool.
great
Thank you, Mary.
idea.
I like that idea. That's actually
Yeah.
really cool. Ariel's my favorite, so I was biased.
Maybe they could
but-
even do like Bugs Land, where because like Bugs Land had so many like water aspects
Yes.
to it, and you know how
Uh-huh.
us Disneylanders feel about Bugs Land.
Yes. As
So,
parents,
yeah,
yes.
yes. Well, that would be really really cool. That's a really
Yeah.
good idea, Mary.
That's a good
Mary,
idea,
Disney
Mary.
should reach out to you.
Going back now to Universal. So Universal is actually opening a kids theme park in Frisco, Texas.
That's awesome.
I think this is amazing. We might have to take a trip out there to like check it out. This looks really
Yeah.
cool. So this is totally focused on kids. There's going to be, I think they said like SpongeBob, Shrek. There was a whole slew of different characters and themes. It is going to be a bit smaller. They said there will be a hotel, which they're actually working on, and they shared some photos, I think, in the article that I read. And it's going to be like a 300-room hotel. The park is meant to be a 1 to 2 day visit, so it's not massive, but it looks really cool. I think it'd be great for kids, and I love that they're gearing this theme park towards children because, like I said, a lot of their main ones, you got Epic and Universal and LA here. It's just more for older kids, so it's cool that they're doing like specifically a kids theme park.
Well, that's really, really cool. And
Yeah.
something else that they're doing in Texas is that Disney Cruise Line announced that they're going to be doing way more in Galveston, Texas.
Oh.
So that's kind of like, Texas is kind of the center, of our country. So it makes sense. I mean, that makes sense to have a theme park there. I don't know if Disney is thinking about that in the future, but to have the Disney Cruise Line there because it's such a middle point it's so easy for families then to get to. So yeah, that's awesome. That's gonna be really cool. We'll have to go
Yes.
check that out because you have family there, Linz. So
I
you
do,
could-
yes.
You could go visit
Can
them
make
and
it
go to the park.
make it a trip.
Yeah,
Yes.
that'd be really cool. That's awesome.
And then last up in our theme park news, which is a little sad, is we have Six Flags up north is actually closing. They are closing their park. I believe in 2027 it will be closed. I think they just were not making the profits to stay open. And what's interesting is I was and actually Bridget and I were both at a media event for the 70th celebration. And on the day that I went, I actually spoke with a woman that was there. She lived... Gosh, I'm probably going to be wrong about this. I want to say she lived in like Virginia or something, somewhere where there was like a Six Flags around her. And she was actually, the first time I heard it, she said the Six Flags near her was closing. And she was so sad because I think it was like her first job. She worked there and then she would visit there all the time. So I think Six Flags might be struggling because they are closing that one. They're closing the one up north. And then according to the article, it looks like the one in Santa Clarita, which is closest to us, actually is not making the profit margins that they should be as well. And could potentially, this is not guaranteed, but could potentially be closing in 2028.
That's wild.
Which
That is
is
wild.
sad.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
I was in college, I mean,
'Cause
that's where
it's-
we would go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
if
nuts.
you're a true thrill seeker, I feel like Six Flags is the park that you go to because they have the most insane coasters. I can't go there. But
No. Lindsay, you would be shocked. Before I had kids,
No.
that was my favorite park to go to because I loved going on all the thrill rides, upside down, the standing up like roller coaster. Yeah. And then I had kids and I got so boring and now I don't go on any of those things.
I honestly, I don't even believe you, Bridget. I don't even believe
I
you.
will send you pictures.
You who
who
are like, I can't go on Matterhorn. I can't go on like Big Thunder. I'm not doing it.
Big Thunder I'll do if it's a good day. If
Okay.
it's a good day. But
That's
yeah,
so
oh my
funny.
gosh. So that's sad though. It's really
Yeah, a
sad
little
if they
bit of
close
sad
that.
news. I know. I know.
But I think, though, we have something fun now to do. We have a little bit of a game.
Yes. And actually, speaking of games, okay, Bridget and I have a confession to make, okay? We are not perfect. We are not all knowing.
Yes. Apparently not.
So last week we did the Disney Dilemma game. If you didn't hear it, you can go back and listen to episode 3. It was a really fun game that our producer, Chris, made up for us, and he gave us these situations where we had to come up like off the cuff with a solution. And one of them was like, your kid wants apple juice right now and you're in Avengers Campus, where do you go? Well, I think it was me. I said you go to Pim's Test Kitchen because they have that machine with every drink under the sun, and I was like,
There's
it has
50
to be
drinks.
there. Yeah.
Yes. 50
Has
days
to
at
be
least.
there. Well, I went to DCA that day with my daughter and I was like, hey, we're going to go check this out. I want to double check and make sure there's apple juice there. Well, there's no apple juice in Pin's Test Kitchen. So we failed that one. But Bridget, you found the solution. What's the solution?
Yeah, so right next to Adventures Campus is Cars Land, and at Cars Land they have Flo's, Flo's V8 Diner, and you can mobile order there, or you can just order in person. And they do have juice boxes there, so which is
Yes.
like maybe a 5-minute walk. So,
Yes.
yes,
So we're
we gave you wrong
redeeming
information.
ourselves here.
So actually, what's really funny is another question in that game that Chris asked was, okay, guys, so your kid needs shoes or you need shoes. I forgot exactly what it was. Where do you go? Like, what do you do? And so I said, okay, we'll go to downtown Disney because there is a flip-flop like shoe store, sandal store there. But Anne, our Patreon member, said, actually, Bridget, no, you're wrong. That actually closed. And I didn't realize it closed. Downtown Disney is ever changing. But what was crazy is that yesterday for West's birthday, Surin wore a pair of platform sneakers that, I'm not joking you, when she said her feet hurt, I looked down. They are at least 2 sizes too small.
Oh.
And I looked at her feet. I looked at her and she was like in actual pain. I mean, she
Oh,
really
yeah,
was.
that's the
We had already
worst.
we had already been walking 7 hours by then. And I mean, you could see it in her face. And I was like, oh my
Oh.
gosh, what are we gonna do? I was like,
Yeah.
ding, ding, ding. Patreon fam and said, let's go to World of Disney. So in my head, that's what I heard. So we went to World of Disney. And actually, we'll throw up a photo because Chris has it. We'll throw up a photo. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see it. But I went to World of Disney and I bought Surin a pair of Disney Crocs.
Genius.
And it was
Genius.
great. She put them on, and as soon as she put them on, she was like, oh my gosh, thank you. And I took a photo because I was like, this is just, we just talked about it in
Yes.
the podcast. And it was great. I mean, they were $59, but with my Magic Key discount, they were $47. And they're super
Amazing.
duper cute Disney Crocs. And the rest of the day, she was like, thank you, Mom. Thank you. So yeah, so again, if you're ever in a bind, go to World of Disney and hopefully you can buy, find yourself a pair of shoes.
They almost always have. I don't think I've ever been in there and not seen a pair of Crocs. There's always
Yes.
Crocs in there.
Yeah. And apparently now we're going to become like a Croc family. And Chris was telling us we're going to have to get like, the little, what are they
The
called?
gibbets. The
The
gibbets.
gibbets. The gibbets.
Yes,
Oh,
you need
great.
the gibbets. Yeah.
Great.
That's
but
what I'm going
yeah.
to get you for your birthday
Oh,
in November. I'm going to
no.
get you Crocs and gibbets.
Please don't. It's good. I'm good. Thank you.
All
But
right.
yeah. So
Why
we
don't
got this
why don't we
game.
get in? Why don't we get into our next game? We're going to bring in our producer Danny. He's going to do the game with
Yeah.
us here. I'm excited to see what he has in store for us. So,
Yeah.
Danny, why don't you join us?
Hello, Magical Moms. So
Hi,
great
Danny.
to see you all again. I say that as if I haven't been sitting here for the last 30 minutes, just watching this entire session unfold in front of my eyes. But you guys are doing great. I said this before we actually officially started recording the segment is I think you're just doing such a wonderful job. And it's really cool to see the
thank
way you
you.
guys are, stepping into this and finding your voice and making this show super magical. And I'm grateful to be a part of it. So
Well, thank you.
We're grateful.
congrats.
We're very
Wow.
grateful for you.
Yeah. We're very grateful.
Congrats on 3.5 episodes. You're crushing it so far.
Great.
All
Awesome.
right. So, we love to play games. Chris and I love to come up with really fun, creative, original games. And this is a take on, a trend that's been big on social media for a while, smash or pass. But we are going to call this game Stash or Pass. And Chris, if you could insert some sort of cool, golden age of game shows, sort of theme music here, that'd be great. Love it. That was exactly what I hoped it would be, and more. Anyway, in this game, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off a number of Disney parks merch, apparel, collectible items, what have you, and then you will have to choose whether you're buying it or not. And this could be something you already buy, you already have a huge, collection of, and maybe you're like, I've got a lot, but I've got to learn to pass because I have too many of them. So sort of
Okay.
let it go wherever it wants to go. We're going to start with something controversial that, frankly speaking, I do not understand. And maybe because I'm 42 and I'm a dad and I'm just not in touch with what's Sigma or whatever. But
You got to know Riz, Dan. You got to get some Riz.
I gotta get some, I was listening to sports talk radio this morning, and granted, it was a bunch of like 45, 50-year-old guys, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, Riz is so 2 years ago. Cap,
Oh.
no cap is so 2 years ago. What's
Oh.
in right now is low key. Like low key is what's, I guess, everyone's
That
like,
was from my middle school years.
Really?
but
Oh my
I guess
gosh.
like every sentence starts with like low key right now. Like low key, what are we having for dinner?
Yeah, that was from my middle school and high school years.
Okay.
Yep.
That's
My
hilarious.
daughter, who is 6, says Sigma. Like she said to me one
Really?
day, and she says it like a very specific way. She'll like, it's almost like she's talking out of the side of her mouth. She goes, "What the Sigma is?" And so now it's become this joke at our house because we just watched the Frozen musical capture that was just released on Disney
Oh, yeah.
Plus.
Yeah.
And Hans, he sings one of these lines and he goes, embarrassing. And now it's become this thing like we're joking, like Hans is singing What the Sigma in the middle of his
Oh,
song.
I love
see.
that.
I see that. I
Anyway,
see.
I have
Well,
just
but-
showed how uncool I am. Anyway, over to you,
My
Bridget.
kids say that 8 all
That
the
8?
time.
Oh, I've
that
heard
8.
that.
So it's like I'll like, I'll say, hey, like kids, like, did you like dinner? Yeah, that 8. Like that's great. Like it was good.
Oh, yeah, I've
And
heard that
I'm like,
before. No crumbs,
what?
right? No
Yeah,
crumbs.
no 8. I was just like, it's so, I don't know.
It's a whole new
I don't know.
language.
I can't keep up. Let's put it that way. I can't
A
keep
whole
up.
new world.
I'm
That's
still
where we'll
saying
be.
rad and awesome. Like rad and awesome.
Me
Like,
too.
that was my thing. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I want to bring back bomb and
Yeah, the bomb doc.
That's like the
and-
Clueless era.
yes, and fat.
What if?
PHAT.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what if?
Yes, and bad.
Yeah.
Like when you're like, oh, dude, that was bad. It was.
Well-
God, we didn't make any sense.
No.
Yeah.
It all makes sense now.
And it'll all come back. It'll all come back. We'll be like in our 60s by the time it comes back, but it will come back.
Yes.
We'll be saying that
It'll come
again.
back.
100%. Well, speaking of things that I just don't get, and that I have no riz about, this first one, and I just encountered people I was just on a flight back from New York the other day, and the people in front of me were like bragging about these items and how cool theirs was. Labubu's. Are we
Oh.
stashing? Are we passing?
Immediate no. Immediate no.
Pass,
Nope.
pass. They scare me. They're scary.
Burn them.
I
Get rid
don't
of them.
like them at all. I don't even know what it is. Is it an animal
It's a
or is it
Labubu.
like? Yeah, I don't
know.
get it. I don't get it.
They're creepy. Do not.
creepy.
Nope.
no,
I don't get it either.
no, thank you.
Okay, so we're passing Labubu's.
100%.
And if you're listening right now, we want to know, if you're listening on Spotify, you can actually comment on the episode. So we want to know, Labubu, are you smashing? Are you passing? And if you're watching on YouTube, let us know as we work our way through comments.
Yeah.
You're stashing or passing.
And Mary said
Mary
boo
said
to
boo.
Labubu dolls.
All right,
More
Mary.
like- So they are Labubu's, like B-O-O, B-O-O.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Boo
that
to
was a bad,
Labubus.
that was a bad
Yeah.
dad joke. Anyway, okay. Next one up, magic bands. Are we stashing? Are we passing?
Stashing.
I mean, I have some, but
Yeah.
I would say going forward, passing. I don't
Okay.
need the new designs.
Yeah.
If you
I don't need the
were a
designs.
world person, do you think you would stash them? Because world has a
if what?
lot.
Oh,
If you were a
world.
world person, because Magic Band does a lot more
Yeah,
at world
does-
than does Atlanta.
Yeah. If I was a Walt Disney Worlder and I lived there, I would. Because I'd want it to like match my outfit. Like, I try to like my Apple Watch, like I have different bands for. So I
Right.
would be doing that for sure. Disneyland, I mean, we're getting there. We're trying to get there with that Magic Band,
Yeah.
I think, the next, 5 years or so will become more like Walt Disney World. But yeah, and also, on the Disney Cruise Line, if you're on a cruise, you can also use your Magic Band. So if I was a Orlando resident, yes, I'd be
Yeah.
collecting them.
Because
I'm
it
a one
becomes
and
like your
done.
room key, right? Like when
Uh-huh.
you're staying at the resort, you can use it to charge, around
Yeah.
the resort and around the parks if you connect a
Yep.
credit card to. I don't know why land doesn't do that. I just don't understand.
I don't know why either. And also something
Maybe
that I think
eventually.
Yeah, maybe. I think it would be so cool. I think the reason why a lot of people don't buy the Magic Band is because I want to know how many steps I took. And if the Magic Band could tell me how many steps I took, because it feels so good at the end of the day when you're like, yeah, I've done 22,000
Yeah.
steps today. That feels good. I can eat that churro. I enjoyed that
Yep.
pretzel because I did 22,000 steps today. Like, I wish that it could also just tell me my steps because I don't want to wear two things. But yeah, I think that we'll get there. It's just, I mean, we just got the turnstiles changed. You can now
Yeah.
enter with it. So that's that's a plus. But if you could start paying for things, and yeah, it would be better.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely.
I agree. So we're passing for Landers on Magic Bands. All right.
Yes.
We've got a lot here, so we may save some of these for a future episode. And next up, I know this is very popular. TikTok, the algorithm seems to love videos that feature these items. Mystery pens. Are we stashing? Are we passing?
My kids would say stash. They love those. I personally would say pass because they're expensive. And then if you don't get the one that you want, especially with kids, it's like, well, we need to get another one. And I'm like, ugh. So I try not to get into the mystery pins. I think they're very cool, and I do enjoy watching those videos. But from a monetary perspective, as a mom, I feel like pass.
Yeah.
Fair.
I'm a pass too. I mean, with 3 kids, I can't keep up with like all the different, things. I kind of like choose what we're going to like be focused on, and pins are so expensive. It's a world that I never was part of as a younger person. So it's just something I just look as like spending more money when I don't need to.
Right.
And especially the mystery aspect, kids don't always understand you win some and you lose some type of,
That's a good point.
type of thing.
Yeah.
And that's hard. And I don't really want to spend my Disney day, feeling for the pin and the plastic thing, like I just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So
You are so right. Have you seen those doorables little things that you can get?
Oh, yes.
So
Uh-huh.
my kids got into them a couple months ago, and they really, like you were just saying, like the win some, you lose some, like they got repeats, and they got
Yeah.
super upset that they got repeats. And when they didn't get like a character they really liked, or, because I bought a box for my one of each, sorry, let me try that again. I bought a box for each of my daughters, and like one of them got a character they really liked, and then the other one didn't, and they were upset that their sister got one that was cool and they didn't. Anyway,
yeah.
Yeah,
so
we've
I
all
think
been there. That's
and I was like, why did I do this to myself?
Yeah.
I did this to myself. I am only myself to blame for this.
My kids like watching the revealing videos, and I'm like, enjoy it. Enjoy watching them,
Right.
do it, but because we're not going to do it. It's just, I don't know. It's just, if I'm going to put my money towards something, because, we do like budget when we're at Disneyland. I try to think, what am I going to spend on? And so it'd be something that they're going to get excited about and not disappointed with.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed. All right. So we're passing on the mystery pens. Okay. Next up, let's go. We're going to skip down a little bit on my list. We're going to go to Club 33 exclusive items. Are we stashing? Are we passing?
I'm stashing.
I'm gonna let Bridget go.
I'm stashing. I am. I'm very appreciative of the times that I get to go to Club 33. Extremely, extremely appreciative of those times. So when I do get to go, if there's something that I see that I love, I automatically get it because I don't have a membership. And so when I am lucky enough to go, I do. And I'm a sucker for a Club 33 hat. I'm a sucker for them. And I guard them at home. The kids know. Don't even bother trying one of them on.
Yeah,
like you're
don't
not
touch.
wearing it. You're not wearing it. This is mommy's hat. My
No
husband
touching.
Jack tried to wear one of my Club 33 hats. I'm like, take it off. Take it off. No.
He's like,
So,
cool.
That's
yeah.
hysterical.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting that.
Okay. And what about you, Linz?
I have a couple of things from Club 33, but I have made a deal with myself that and this deal is probably a little over a year old, year and a half maybe. I am not buying any new Club 33 merch until I myself am a member.
Ooh, manifest that,
Now,
Lindsay.
yes. So I'm working on the hubby. I'm working him up. We're slowly progressing.
Okay.
It's more just, where am I going to find the money? But I'm
Right.
determined to find it. And then when I become a member, I am going to buy my first piece as a member and just like relish in it.
Yes.
That is my goal.
And I'm very determined for Lindsay to get this membership
Yes.
too, so that I can enjoy it. Because Lindsay did say this like a year and a half ago, and I was like, "Sure, Lindsay, you're gonna see something that you love,
I have
and you're
not.
gonna get it." And you haven't. You have stuck
No.
true to this. So I'm
I
very
know.
proud of you. I'm very proud
Thank
of you.
you.
But
Thank you.
I too would like Chris to get on board with this. If you want me to speak to Chris, I will as well.
Yes,
But
yes, I need all the thing.
Yes, I will be very excited when this happens for you as well.
And
That's
Anne, our
thrilling.
friend in the chat, Anne has said, yes, I've been so good. She knows.
You have.
Well,
And
the
I know that
benefit
there were some
is,
things you liked.
The
Yeah.
benefit is then you'll be able to buy the member exclusive stuff because there are certain items that only a member can buy, and usually they'll
Yes.
limit those to like one per person or
Yes.
Yeah.
per family or whatever it might be. I'm fortunate. I have a good friend who's been a member for a long time, and so every year he
Yeah.
buys me one of the Christmas ornaments.
Oh, how
And that's
That's
cool.
like,
sweet.
he knows I'm a
Yeah.
huge Christmas fan, so every year I'll usually get a text late November, early December when he's there at the parks with his wife, and he'll be like, "Do you want the ornament again this year?" And then usually like
Aw,
shows up on my
Yeah.
doorstep. He'll drop it off on my porch,
Aw,
which is really,
that's
really,
so sweet.
that's a
really,
very
really
good
sweet.
friend. Very
He
good
is a
friend.
great friend. So shout out to Bob. Love you, Bob. I'm
Aw.
not going to give away his last name because I don't want
Yeah.
anyone reaching out to him
No,
trying to
yeah.
get into the
Yeah.
club.
Yeah.
But he's an absolute gem. He's actually the one who introduced me to Bob Gurr. Um,
Oh.
Bob
thank
introduced
you.
you to
Cool.
Bob.
Oh,
It's actually
wow.
Bob Gurr, guys. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I was like,
Oh
oh.
my God, can you
My
imagine?
my good friend Bob.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
No, just they both happen to be named Bob, but he took me to the premiere of Bob's film a month or two
Wow.
Oh,
ago,
yeah.
and
Oh,
that's
I
that's
saw
so
I saw your
cool.
photo there. Yes.
yeah, which was super
Wow.
cool. So
And actually, one of our friends went to the club recently with Bob Gurr.
whoa,
Yes. And I was like, what? And she said it was so amazing to be there with him. And like he was like enjoying, like I think he loves like his like Diet Cokes or whatever. He was like enjoying like his little Diet Coke, and he was like taking photos with everything. And she said it was like the biggest treat ever was to go there with
oh,
him, which would be
that's
so
amazing.
special. He's such a
Yeah.
Disney legend, and he's amazing. So that's
That's
so cool you
sweet
got
and
to
a
do
total
that with him.
sweetheart. Total
Yeah.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 recommend saying hi to him if you see him at the parks.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a couple more here because
Sure.
I know we got a bunch that we can get to in a later episode. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's just go for all the controversial ones. What do you say?
Okay.
Let's do lounge flies. Are we stashing them? Are we passing them?
It depends. So I don't wear backpacks. I don't wear backpack like lounge flies, but if they have like a good crossbody, then I'm an almost always yes for that, but not for the backpacks. They do
Which
make
we did get. You got the
we
Disneyland
both
one
got
too
that
from the vault. Yeah.
Yeah, we both got it. It's just my back can't hold things like that anymore after having my 3 monster size children. No, seriously, Max was a week and a half early and 10 and a half pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
a fitting name, Max.
Yeah.
Maximum.
The max.
Maximum size. So my back still hurts from that. So I wear the crossbodies, and they make really high quality items. Loungefly makes really high quality items. They're on the pricier side, but they last.
Yeah.
They do
Okay.
last.
And
Yep.
I'm a stash too. I'm a sucker for a good lounge fly bag for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they do seem durable. We don't have any in
Oh,
our
yeah.
family.
Yeah.
I've put a moratorium on, lounge flies coming into my house. No, I'm totally kidding. But I just, my wife, like, I wouldn't wear one. It's just not my,
Right. Yeah.
my vibe. I
Yeah.
say that, but like if my kids get into them in like 2 years, you'll probably see me with a wall full of them.
Yes.
Yeah. Just wait.
But-
Just wait.
Yeah, but I'm just like, I love a great REI backpack. That's the world I
Yeah.
come from. I'm like, if I'm going to wear a backpack, I want to maximize the space and the amount of stuff
Yeah.
that I can fit into that backpack.
Right.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
they are cool. And the way you can sort of like pair them with like a bound or something, I think
Oh,
is really
yeah.
creative and cool. So,
Yeah.
so I
That
get
is
it.
cool.
You know who does that really well is Lily.
Yes.
Yes.
She
yeah,
She's so
does
great at
that.
that.
So well.
We got to
I
get her
would
on the
love-
show.
Yeah, I would love to see her closet.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
I
Can
need
you
to
imagine?
see. She has everything matching every time, like head
Yeah.
to toe. I would love to see both of their closets, her and her husband. Like, I would love to see that. Like, that would be
It'd be so
amazing.
cool.
And they are such sweethearts.
Yeah.
I met them at the parks once, and I first was like watching them. This sounds creepy, but like I was watching them from afar. But like I
We
was
all do it.
waiting. I was there with Megan, the magical millennial, and
Yeah.
I was waiting for her to show up, and I knew we'd walk over together. But they were filming content, and I was watching
Yeah.
them film together, and just watching the way they interacted with each other off of camera. They were so sweet with one another, and like so collaborative with like what they were doing. It's just like you want to see that because in this age of like constant content creation and all this sort of stuff,
Yeah.
you wonder like, was that really who these people are?
Yeah.
But they were so sweet when I was watching them, and then when I met them, they just like seemed equally excited to meet me as I was to meet them.
Right.
Oh, that's sweet.
So total
Oh.
sweethearts. But we got to get Lily on the show. I'll reach out to her and see if we can have her on. Okay, so a little bit of a mixed bag there, pun intended, with the lounge flies. All right, let's do one more.
Okay.
And I'll be interested to see because I don't know this part of y'all's personality.
Okay.
Um, Lightsabers. Are we
Oh.
stashing them? Are we passing them? Are you big Star Wars people? Is your family Star Wars people?
All right.
Passing.
You're
Passing.
passing?
Okay.
We're not Star Wars people.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of knew that about you. I wouldn't say we're huge Star Wars people, but I definitely appreciate it, and I definitely love being in Batuu and watching the movies. I will say my son has not quite hit the age where I think he will like appreciate it, but I do think that is something he would definitely be interested in, like going into Batuu, into what is it, Savvy's or
Yeah,
whatever.
Savvy's Workshop.
Yeah, Savvy's Workshop. I think he would love that. So I would definitely, if he was into it, or even my girls, like my girls have an interest in Star Wars. If any of my kids were like really wanting to do that, 100% I would stash it.
Okay. You know, this is how little I know about Star Wars. If you had said to me, I went to Savvy's, whatever you just said,
Yeah.
I would have probably assumed you were talking about a Pirates of the Caribbean themed gift shop.
Savvy?
Because like here's the thing,
Yes.
like the first time I walked into Galaxy's Edge, I was like, this is really cool design. Do you know what I mean? But like it had no emotional connection to me because I didn't grow up in a Star Wars family. Whereas like when I went to Diagon Alley for the first time in Orlando, because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, I was like, this is the most magical thing I have ever seen in my life. And then I got it. And I was like, this is how Star Wars people feel
Yes.
when they walk into Galaxy's Edge. It's like their
absolutely.
dream world from their childhood, their adulthood has come to life, and now they're in it.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Absolutely. I
Live
mean,
your
so
truth, Star Wars fans.
we're not like a Star Wars family, like from the movies aspect or like, the merch or anything, but we do love Galaxy's Edge and Disneyland. So we're like Galaxy's Edge people.
Okay.
We love going to that land. There's so many things to see, and there's so many things we love to eat there. We love to like see Chewbacca. We love the rides, but we love Galaxy's Edge, but we're just not like Star Wars people, if that makes any sense. Like our favorite thing to do is after the fireworks, when everyone is leaving Main Street, we go the opposite direction, like salmon, like trying to like, go upstream.
Right.
And we always try to go to Galaxy's Edge. Nobody is in there at that time. This is around like 10:15. We always end the night with a Ronto wrap and a Tatooine sunset. And then we walk around because no one's there. And you could hear all the sounds of, like the little like
Those are cool.
machines and like those. And it's so magical there at night. I love going there at night. But we're not Star Wars people, but we love Galaxy's Edge. I love it. So, yeah.
I can appreciate that.
Has going to Galaxy's Edge and becoming Galaxy's Edge people, has that made you and or your kids, your family, more interested in Star Wars? We're like, oh, maybe I
Yes.
do want to watch the movies now.
Yes. Like we would never have watched The Mandalorian if we hadn't loved Galaxy's Edge. Like Galaxy's Edge came first and the movies came second, which is so funny to me because and this is, we all know that Pirates of the Caribbean was an attraction first. We all know that Haunted Mansion was an attraction before it became a movie, right? But for a lot of people, like I had family come in from the East Coast, they were like, oh, this is so cool that they did the ride after the movie. And I'm like, no. This ride is decades older than the movies were, right? And they had no idea. So for us, like we've done that opposite thing where we watch the movies and we watch The Mandalorian because of Galaxy's Edge. So yeah. But yeah, it's such a great land. They did a great job. Great job with it.
Very cool. Agreed 100%. Well, thank you so much for playing along with me. That is Stasher Pass, Disney Parks edition. We'll bring it back. We've got a bunch of others that we can talk about the Disney parks, and we can do like a Universal theme one down the line or something. But thanks for
fun.
playing with me, and have a great rest of your episode.
Thanks for being here,
Bye,
Danny.
Danny. Bye, Danny.
All right, so let's get into our topic for today, Bridget. So last week we did a part 1 of this episode where we talked about things to make your trip a little bit more magical. We talked about some freebies that you can find at the Disneyland Resort, which there are actually a lot. I think people don't realize how many freebies there are. And we actually did a special tip sheet on that as well. So if you're part of our Patreon fam, you get access to all those tip sheets. So if you're in the parks and you're like, wait, where's that freebie that they were talking about? You can have it on your phone, like ready to go. So in the previous episode, that's some of the stuff that we talked about, and we're going to talk about part 2 today. So we're going to talk about, again, making your day more magical, how some days are not so magical, like your day yesterday, Bridget.
Yes.
And then what we can do, we're going to talk specifically about things we can bring and like some extra things to just make your day a little bit more magical.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So one thing that I did yesterday, this is our next subject, is bring or buy accessories. So I brought a lot of accessories from home yesterday for yesterday's Disneyland trip. So one of the things that we already own is a bubble wand that we have purchased from the parks. And I cannot stress enough that if you have a child under, or maybe 6 and under, maybe, or even just any age, bubble wands are so great. My kids love and loved holding the bubble wands in the stroller. It just adds like a little bit of extra magic to it. So you can buy a bubble wand in the park. They're roughly around like $30 or so. And you can also buy refills, by the way, there as well, which are around, I think we've talked about this before, about $1.50 or so. But what we did is that we brought our bubble wand that we already purchased. And then I went to Target and I bought a huge thing of bubble soap. That we just put into water bottles because my son literally has the bubble wand on all day long. And then we just filled it up with, from home because the whole thing costs $3 and it's massive. I mean, it's a huge bottle. So
That's
we like
genius.
to bring accessories and things like that from home. So, we like to bring toys and, I'll go to the dollar store. There's a lot of Disney stuff at the dollar store that are fine. And if it breaks type of situation. But I love bringing toys like Disney related toys from home, and also it can save you a couple bucks too.
Yes. And I will say I'm really big on that too. We have our our busy bags that we call them. I mean, that's kind of what they're known as, busy bags. I actually got a lot of my items. I have a whole poster on my Instagram if you're interested in what I bring. But there's some really cool things I found on Amazon that have really entertained my kids very well. Like when we're sitting and waiting at dining, or when we're sitting and waiting for parades. We do all kinds of things. I have like magnetic things. I have magnet tiles. I have coloring books and crayons. Stickers. I mean, there's just have like a little bag that you bring that can help entertain your kids because, part of being at Disney is you're going to wait for stuff. So it's nice to have little things. I will say another thing too, especially if your kids are a little bit older, that I see a lot of kids, especially teenagers, do in line. I think it's really cute. They do that like headbands game with their phone.
Oh yeah.
And I think there must be, I'm assuming there's an app, but I think there must be like a Disney one too, because I've seen people doing like a Disney themed one. So it's like, like someone will hold the phone above their head, and then they like the other person's trying to get them to guess or whatever. But yeah, just have things to entertain your kids. Definitely you want to bring things to entertain them while you wait.
Yes. And another thing that I really suggest, especially right now during this season, is bringing a parade blanket or bringing a parade. Like we have a waterproof mat that we have been bringing. We bring every single summer day and also during the winter too. Because if we're going to see one of the parades, if we are going to watch like Paint the Night or whatever it may be, the street on like Main Street or wherever you're watching can get really hot in the summer, and this will protect your bum and protect your kid's bum, and then also in the cold as well during the winter times. That ground can get really cold too. So bring that. We fold it up. It's like this big in our stroller, and that's something that we definitely bring just to make things a little bit, less complaints equals more magic in a Disneyland day for parents. So we love doing that. But there's other things that you can do too. Like, one of the things that we like to do on special days, and that we've done when family comes in town is, we wear matching shirts. Like just wearing like matching shirts can kind of just, I don't know, it just makes it more magical. And another thing is that the last time we did that, we were a group of 13 people.
Gosh, that's right.
Nine of them being children. Was it 9? Yeah, 9 of them being children. And when we were waiting for the parade, all the cast members and all the characters were coming up to us because they saw like a sea of all of our shirts, and they were like, "Oh, okay." And we had we got more interactions because of like we were wearing the shirts.
Yes.
So you can either buy them on Amazon. You can you can even make them yourself, which we've done too in the past. So yeah, matching shirts is so much fun. And then you should talk about this, the autograph book, because I know that your girls do that.
Yes, yeah, my girls do. And actually, now that you mention it, Torsten does not have one. Oh my gosh, I have to
Oh,
get him an autograph book.
yeah, too.
But yes,
Yeah.
we do. My girls have autograph books. They actually, I think they were gifted one from like a small shop a while back, but you can get
Yeah.
autograph books in the parks with like a cute little pen. That's
Yeah.
something fun for the kids to do. So when you're interacting with the characters, it kind of gives them it gives them a little more time with the character. It gives them something to like give them so that they can like sign for them. I've actually
Yeah.
seen too, I'm sure you've seen it too, Bridget, people using not just autograph books, but you can bring other
Yes.
things from home. People bring picture frames, which is
Yeah.
really, it's such a cute idea. And then you can put a picture of yourself with a character in it and you have all the autographs around.
Yeah.
I've seen people do Christmas ornaments where they have the character
Oh,
sign a Christmas ornament hanging on your tree. Oh my
that's
gosh. I
cool.
feel like I've seen some really cool ones.
I saw a
There
really
was,
cool one the other day. This
what?
little girl who's probably like maybe 10. She had a white canvas bucket hat
Oh,
and it was
cute.
so adorable. And then she had a different color Sharpie for each character. So
Oh,
it said
that's
like
cute.
Goofy, Pluto, Mickey Mouse. It was adorable. It
Oh,
was
that's
so cute.
really
It
cute.
was really, and then
Really
also I've seen
cute.
people do water bottles.
Yes, I've seen
Um,
water bottles.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
that was really cool.
yeah, so all things you can bring from home to have the character
Mhm.
sign. It just makes
Yeah,
it makes it a little more special when you meet the character.
yeah,
And then like if you're doing the frame or the water bottle, you have this like really special keepsake afterwards. I love that
yeah,
idea. I need to do that with my girls. They would love that.
yeah.
Like doing
They
something
would.
different, besides the autograph
Yeah.
book.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and speaking of a
Yeah.
keepsake, I cannot gatekeep my favorite keepsake that's also
Okay.
super affordable that will make not only your Disneyland day magical, but it will make all your non-Disneyland day magical and that is magical as well, is embroidery. So
Ooh.
most people don't know about the embroidery options at Disneyland. If you buy something from the parks or World of Disney and you have your receipt within 30 days, you can, as long as it can be physically embroidered. So we're talking about clothes, like sweatshirts, some bags. It depends on like the actual material,
Hats.
right? Hats. You can go to many of the stores at Disneyland, also Disney California Adventure, and then also the hotels in
Hotel.
the hotels, Disneyland Hotel specifically. They do embroidery, and all you do is you go there hopefully earlier in the day so that it doesn't take too long for the pickup. But you go there early in the day, and you can pick out from all these different styles, all these different colors. You can get your name. I like to get my name embroidered like on sweatshirts and the kids' names on sweatshirts, and it costs $12.
Yeah, it's not very
I
expensive.
mean,
It's
yeah, it's
nice.
very, very expensive. Every single time it's only taken about 2 hours, and you just go pick it up. And then on your non-Disney days, you're like, oh yeah, you have like your name on it. It's just something like to add that little like
Yes.
bit of magic. And I love getting things embroidered there.
Yes, I actually did
Yeah,
that somewhat recently in Cars
yeah,
Land, because Cars Land is special to the two of us, and I
yeah,
got over at Curios, the shop
yeah.
there. I got a Route 66 hat because Route 66 specifically also
Uh-huh.
reminds me of my dad, and I got it embroidered on the side, and I put "Love You, Dad" on it, and so it's like a
Oh,
little hat that I wear that reminds me of my dad. So you could put anything; doesn't have to be a
yeah,
name. You
love
could put
that.
like a phrase, whatever, but something to make it sentimental or
Hmm.
put your name special. I love that. I think it's really cute.
Yeah,
And actually, that's
yeah,
actually not what I thought you were going to say when you were talking
yeah.
about something that you love and all that. I thought you were going to talk about the silhouettes.
Oh yes, of
I thought you
course.
were going to say
Oh,
that, which is
yeah.
another thing you can buy at the parks.
Mhm.
And again, not very expensive, if I recall
No,
correctly. It's a pretty inexpensive souvenir.
trying to remember which
And
ones.
it's,
Yeah.
and, and there's two spots where you can do
Mm-hmm.
it over at the
Uh-huh.
Silhouette store and also the Disneyana.
Yes.
And I believe Disneyana is always less crowded. Yes,
Yes.
it's kind
Very
of like
much
a
so.
lesser known spot to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very much so.
And
No one
yeah,
even
and
knows
you
it's
can
there.
you can get the silhouette of your child or a pet, I
Hmm.
believe. It's
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
And they can either be there and they could do it in person or you can give them a picture,
Hmm.
is what I've heard. I've actually never
Yes.
done it.
Oh wow, we've done it with
But
all of our children.
yeah.
We usually do it like
Have you?
on their
Oh.
first trip. Yeah, all of our children. And what I really want to do is get
Oh.
all three of them together, so they can do. I think the maximum is 5 people. I believe the maximum is 5, so they can do 5 silhouettes, and then it looks like kind of
Okay.
like they're like like lined up. But yeah, you so even
Oh.
if you wanted to do
Yes.
like the people that are with you, and then you can bring a photo of your pet, they can just do it just from the photo. It's really really
Oh,
cool.
okay.
And what's so awesome is that it's done in
Oh.
90 seconds. They will watch you. It's not like traced or anything. They
Oh
just look
my
at you,
gosh,
and in
no.
90 seconds they just cut, like they're not even looking down at the paper. They're just like this, just like looking at you and cutting, and then it's done. And it's
Oh my
actual
gosh.
magic. It's so awesome. Like the last time that we did it with West, I was just talking to the artist. And she was
crazy.
like, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah, and she was just going like this, and she was done. And I'm like, there's no way. And I looked at it, and it was his silhouette perfectly done, just absolutely perfectly done. And they can
Oh my
also
gosh,
add
that's
things to your
incredible.
head. So like they added Mickey ears to West's. So it's really, really
Oh,
cool. You definitely have to do it, Lance. You should do all three of your kids for
that
sure.
I should. I
Yeah,
definitely
it's really,
should.
really cool. And yeah, so if you don't want to wait in the long line, because there's almost always a long line on Main Street, just go down to the entrance of Disneyland and you'll see Disney on a store. It's kind of hidden, but they also do them there too. And it's
Hmm.
you won't be waiting. If you have to wait, it would be very, very short wait.
Right. That's what I've
Yeah.
heard. Yeah.
Yeah. But another thing that is also part of the freebie list are
Hmm.
buttons. You
Yes.
can you can add a button to your Disneyland day to make it extra magical. We did yesterday.
Oh,
So
yes.
you can get a free birthday button, which we got one for West. And then I got 4 celebrating buttons. And everyone in my family wore a button that said, we're celebrating West turning 3. So it was
Oh,
really, really
I
cool.
love
And
that.
they have, what are the other buttons that they have?
They have I'm celebrating, first
Uh-huh.
visit,
Graduation.
graduation,
Oh, just married.
just married.
Right? They
Yes.
were just married.
Um,
And then the birthday. And I think that's it. They have 5?
yeah.
Yeah, they have
They
5.
have an honorary citizen one, but you don't write anything on it, I don't think. I think
Yeah.
they just give it out at
Yeah.
random places, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one. So again,
Yeah.
if you're part of our Patreon fam, we have
Mhm.
that whole list of freebies for you
Mhm.
guys in our Patreon. So you can join, you can download that, and then you can see all the freebies that Disneyland has to offer. There's a lot of
Yeah.
them. There's a good amount.
Yeah, and we go into detail on that tip sheet, like where to find everything and so on and so forth. So
Right.
it'll be super helpful for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we talk about a few extras that
Yes.
can kind of make your day a little bit extra magical? And I'm
Mhm.
actually going to play off of something that you just talked about. You talked about the matching shirts and kind of like how
Mhm.
you get some extra attention.
Yes.
The other thing that I have seen, as far as like getting extra attention, especially for your little ones, is
Mhm.
if they are dressed like a character. So if you
Yes.
bring your daughter and they're dressed like Aurora and you meet Aurora,
Mm.
I guarantee you they will get special treatment.
Yes.
Same thing goes if you have, I don't know, a little boy and he's dressed like Peter Pan. Peter Pan is
Mhm.
gonna like hold his hand and walk around the land with him. And like
Yeah.
I have seen it over and over again. Kids that are dressed like a character get like extra special treatment and it's
Mhm.
so cute. It's so
It's
cute.
so cute.
I love it.
It's so adorable. Yeah, I mean, if you just
Yes.
interact, even just a little bit with cast members, or while you're waiting in line to meet a
Mhm.
character, you're talking to the cast member that is
Mhm.
there, kind of watching over the line. You say, look, it's my son's birthday, or it's my daughter's special day, or just you interact with them. They do, pay that forward a little bit usually.
Mhm.
I mean, we have received
Yes.
so much pixie dust in the park. I'll never forget this one day. I think Surin was 4 years old, and we were waiting in line forever at Small World. I mean, the line was all the
Mhm.
way out the like the main area, and we were waiting and waiting and waiting. And Surin was really waiting very patiently, but you could tell she's had it. And this
Mhm.
cast member left. There's a gift shop right next to it, and the cast member like left her area and walked over to Surin and put ears on her head, like brand new set of ears,
Oh,
brand new set of
how
ears. And
sweet.
she's like, you're waiting so patiently, thanks for waiting, these are for you. And I
Oh my
could not
gosh.
believe it. But cast members at Disneyland, they have the freedom to spread magic really
Mhm.
wherever they deem worthy, I guess.
Yeah,
And they do spread some
they
magic, and
do.
characters
They
do
are
as well.
awesome.
So that's a really good
Mhm.
tip though about dressing up your child.
Yeah, I've seen that so
Mhm.
many times.
Yeah.
And then another thing too, like interacting with characters in the parade. I feel like,
Mhm.
especially if they're only if they're a character like not on a float. So if they're like one of the ground characters walking around,
Yeah.
if you kind of interact with them and give them a
Mhm.
wave, like they'll often like come up to you or like wave
Yeah.
to you or blow you a kiss. Oh my gosh, my
Yeah.
middle Rory still gets so excited when a character blows her a kiss from the parade. She's
Oh,
like,
that's so sweet.
Mom, they blew me a kiss. It's so sweet. I love it. I just think those little moments are so cute.
Yes, I totally agree. If you just like give them eye contact, they'll usually like come over if it's not too busy, and they'll do like some sort of interaction with you, which
Hmm.
is so fun. It just makes it so
Yes.
much more special, so much more
Yes.
special. Okay, and Linz, you should talk about the magic wall.
Okay.
Yes,
Is
it's something
the
that you should
by magic wall, do you mean magic door? Like, is that what were you referring to?
Yes, the magic door. Excuse me, I misspoke.
Okay.
The magic
Okay.
door,
Okay.
something that every Disneyland parent needs to know about, for sure.
Yes. And we have had a number of magical moments over at the magical doors. So the magical doors are, if you walk into Disneyland and you're there in Town Square and, Main Street straight ahead, if you're standing there, like looking at the flagpole, over to the right in like the back corner, it's right by the Mad Hatter and, what's the name of that shop? It's another little clothing shop right there.
Yes.
But there's kind of like an open area and there's a picture on the back. It used to say Welcome Friends, but I think it's more 70th themed now. I could be wrong.
It is.
It is, right? Anyways, there's two double doors right there. They look like swinging, almost like saloon doors, kind of. And out of those doors is where the characters come, all the main characters. So you've got Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Chippendale, Clarabelle, Daisy, I think those are, and Pluto. And they come out of those doors. Now, if you know that and you have a little child and you're standing there by the doors waiting, if a character comes out, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes they will, if your like child is the only one there, they will spend some extra time with your child. And a lot of times they'll ask them to hold their hand and like walk with them to wherever they're going to like set up for meet and greets. And it's so, so special. I have probably like 4 or 5 videos of my kids walking, holding a character's hand because we were waiting there by the doors and they got to like walk with them over to their spot. And I have one in particular of Emma where she's so little and she's like skipping along all happy, like holding Mickey's hand. And it's just, it's one of my favorite videos. But those are the magic doors. And if you have children, young children, you want to wait there because the characters are like so excited to see your little kid when they come out and they just make it really special.
They really do. And sometimes they'll even interact with each other. You just get to see interactions that you normally wouldn't. And then there's a good chance that you can see a bunch of characters at one time. So it's definitely a magical door for sure.
It is. It is for sure. All right. Now, Bridget, you are the foodie. I am not so much the foodie at Disneyland. I do enjoy my food at Disneyland, but I think you have a pro tip on some food.
Yes. Okay. So one thing is, I think a lot of people think at Disneyland, it's like any other theme park, turkey legs and churros and popcorn and whatever, which it is. Like, Disneyland does have the best popcorn. And of course, it does have the best churros. Every Walt Disney Worlder will agree that Disneyland has better churros than Walt Disney World does. That is not an argument. It's already been confirmed.
Yes. I've heard that.
But, Disneyland has more than just those items. There are a lot of really, really great food options at Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. I mean, my favorite burrito in all of Southern California is usually at Disney California Adventure. It's a seasonal item though, so it's not there right now. Like you can get some amazing food. So if you just kind of do a little bit of research before your Disneyland day, then you can find out what exactly you want to eat, what exactly that you're looking for. I share a lot about food. So if that's something that interests you, definitely like you can look through my feed or send me a message and I can like kind of help you a little bit. But there's so much good food to be had. And I truly feel like when everybody is well fed and they've gotten what they want, everyone's happier, no one's hangry at the parks. You don't want to be hangry at the parks.
No.
That is a very quick way to not have a magical day at Disneyland.
And you don't need to be. There's plenty of options.
There's so many options and definitely mobile ordering. So, I mean, I never, ever wait in line for food, ever. So if I don't mobile order if I can't mobile order it, then I usually don't get it. Which is why I'm not at the Tropical Hideaway a lot because you can't mobile order there. But one thing that you can really do is you can enjoy all this good food because as we all know, calories do not count at Disneyland. They don't.
They do not.
They don't. And I don't care what doctor or medical report, medical journal comes out. Okay, I'm going to fight them on this one. Calories don't count at Disneyland, okay? Let's say this in unison. Calories don't count at Disneyland. So feel free to enjoy, eat your heart's content. You're probably walking 700,000 steps that day. So enjoy it and have a good time because there really is some good food to be had. And I don't know about anyone else, but when my husband is well fed, that's his magical day right there.
Yeah,
okay.
He's good.
So he's a happy camper at Disneyland when he's well fed. So enjoy it. Enjoy all the food there for sure.
Yes, definitely. I want to go back real quick. Mary from our Patreon fam popped on and said, because again, this is why we appreciate you being on. I couldn't remember the name of that
Yes.
other store. It's between, the magic doors are between Mad Hatter and Disney Showcase. Thank you,
Yes,
Mary.
Disney
I could
Showcase.
not think of Disney
Oh,
Showcase.
thanks, Mary.
So thank
I
you,
know.
Mary. We appreciate that very much.
Yeah, sometimes my mind goes
and-
blank on some of these things.
I know, seriously.
Yeah,
There's a lot
yeah.
to remember.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we can talk about if you're celebrating a birthday. And I'm actually
Mm-hmm.
going to let you take this one, Bridget, because you literally just did this yesterday. And I
Yes.
think you learned a little something. We were texting about it. You can share that and
Yes.
just, things you can do for birthdays.
Yeah. So there are a lot of things you can do at Disneyland. If you're celebrating a birthday, we celebrate in our family. We're family 5. We celebrate all of our birthdays at Disneyland. If we don't celebrate it on the actual day, then we have a special. We call it Disneyland Birthday Day. So where we get to celebrate, one of our children, and it's their Disneyland Birthday Day. So that means they get to pick all of the rides. They wear the pin. They get to pick like what we're having, what we're eating, and then we usually go out to dinner in downtown Disney. We usually go to Naples, which is our
Oh, fun.
family favorite restaurant there. We love Naples.
Yes.
They have the best pizza, really great kid options. You can sit outside. It's great. Definitely try to get a reservation. You can get a reservation on the Disneyland app, or you can get a reservation at Open Table, because that will help if you don't have to wait in line and everything.
Yes,
But we
definitely.
always try to make it extra special. So for example, yesterday we, like I said, we got the buttons. We had special outfits that we were wearing. We always bring a gift for one of the children to open up at dinner. And we ate at Naples. And something that we also do is we bring a birthday cake with us. So if you want to bring a little birthday cake, you can totally do so. You don't have to bring it with you all day in the parks. Because Naples serves breakfast, they're open early in the morning. And we just go to Naples, we show that we have a reservation, and then they will keep the cake for us. So we don't have
No
to carry it around
way.
all day. Yeah, we don't carry around the cake. They take it, and they either, depending on what the cake is, either put it in their little storage area, or they put it in the refrigerator. So that's great. And we
That's
love that.
amazing.
And then they know that it's there and everything else. But one thing that we've done this for, we've been doing this for almost a decade, celebrating birthdays. Pre-COVID, so pre the parks closing, at any of the sit-down dining restaurants, you could get like a complimentary birthday cupcake or birthday beignet. They'd have a little candle. It was really, really sweet. But they don't do that anymore since the parks reopened. They don't have like a special complimentary birthday dessert. You can buy, you can purchase dessert there, but it's not going to be like a special birthday thing. But what you can do, if you have a reservation at one of the sit-down dining restaurants inside Disneyland or DCA, you can pre-order, when you make that reservation on the Disneyland app, a Mickey birthday cake or like an anniversary cake. It'll say like something different depending on what you're celebrating. They're not inexpensive. They're definitely on the pricier side. They range around like $50 or so.
Oh my
and that
gosh.
just gets that just gets added to your restaurant, like your bill,
Okay.
when you pay automatically. So if you're celebrating something really special, then you can definitely do that. I believe the 2 options are chocolate or white chocolate. And it's really cute. It's Mickey shaped. It's adorable. I've done a couple stories on a couple posts on it in the past.
Is
so,
it big?
Yeah, it definitely, it would feed,
okay.
I would say 8.
Okay.
I would say about 8 people. So it's big. And
Okay,
they'll
I
wrap
was
it up for
thinking like a
you.
little individual thing.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Okay.
big. It's definitely big.
Okay.
And they'll wrap it up for you, like if you don't finish it all or whatever
Okay.
it is. But it's nice. But if you don't want to do that, you can bring a cake from home and you can enjoy it in downtown Disney, or you can buy a cupcake on Main Street at the Candy Palace or at Trolley Treats at DCA and just bring that to the restaurant. But something that we learned yesterday is what we've always done, because we do eat in downtown Disney. You are not allowed to light a candle inside of the parks or inside of downtown Disney. That is absolutely not allowed. You can't bring a lighter. There is no smoking inside the parks or in downtown Disney. So there's no need for you to have a lighter on you. So if that's something that you're interested in, you're not going to be able to do it. But what we've always done in the past is we brought candles to downtown Disney, just like we bring the birthday cake, and the restaurant lights it up for us. So we had birthday candles that I brought from home for the cake. And when we were going through security, they confiscated the candles. And I was pretty bummed.
Yeah.
They did allow us to keep the number 3 because we just took like the top of the wick off so I could have it for the photo. But I was pretty disappointed. However, I'm going to end this with a good note.
Oh, good.
When we told this to Naples, the restaurant, they said, no, we have candles and we can light it.
Oh.
So that was the complete opposite of what we were told
Yeah.
at security. That was the complete opposite. So, but again, they have the candles, they need to light it, which is totally understandable. And so, yes, at the end of the day, it was all saved because we
good.
did want him to like blow out his candles. You know, it's his
Yeah,
birthday.
of course.
But there's so many different things that you can do at Disneyland. So we love celebrating there. We try to make it extra special, and we try to change it up for our regular Disney day. So it's always like about that child on that day, which is fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, there are so many ways to make your trip more magical. And I think between last episode and this episode, I feel like we've covered most of them. I mean, sure, there's a lot of other things we could talk about, but I feel
course.
like the majority of all these extra things we've talked about, we've covered. Again, if you're part of our Patreon fam, we have the freebie tip sheet in there, which also some of those things, like they make your trip more magical too, which, you know, one of the things I'll just mention is the pixie dusting. So you can get, if you're not doing like a full makeover at Bippity Boppity Boutique, you can always go and get pixie dusted, and you have one of the fairy godmothers come out, they pixie dust you. They have this really cute little saying about your dreams and your wishes, and it's really precious. So there's a lot of ways to make your days more magical, and we hope you guys took something from that. And as always, we appreciate you guys listening and watching. If you're on YouTube, we appreciate you. Make sure to subscribe over at youtube.com/Disney content. We are over there. Make sure you follow us on all the socials. We're at Magical Moms Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And we just appreciate you guys so much.
Yeah, we really, really do. We absolutely do. And if you want to give us any tips or any topics that you'd like us to cover, please email us at magicalmomspodcast@gmail.com, or you can direct message us on social media. And if you want to stay connected with us between episodes, just join the Patreon fam. We have a private Facebook group. We've been interacting with a couple of the members there. It's filled with Disney lovers. We have conversations and more. So definitely join us over there. And yes, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And until then, we'll see you
real soon.
real soon.
Did we get it? I don't know.
I don't know. We tried.